Welcome to the Simpler Business Podcast, where we talk about ways to do what you love and serve your people in a way that brings you income and freedom. I'm your host, Marissa Roberts. Join me as I chat with my favorite entrepreneurs about how they simplify their biz so that you can simplify yours. Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to jump in and talk about how to simplify your sales with another bite-sized episode that you can action straight away. But before we do, I'd like to give a big thank you to Adrienne, who left a wonderful review on Apple Podcasts. It says, "Love what Marissa has created with this podcast. Some really great tips and interesting guests. Well done." Thank you for that lovely review. And if you would like to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts as well, we would very much appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us while you are over there. If you haven't listened to our whole launch series yet, you're going to love Naomi Finlay's episode. It talks about her journey from academia to renovation royalty and the twists and turns her pathway took when she was trying to figure out what she wanted to really do for her career. It's an amazing story, and for anyone who is wondering whether or not they can make a career out of doing something they love, it's a great listen. I highly recommend it. Go ahead and check that out in our first series. Naomi Finlay talks to us about taking massive leaps that create massive wins in your business by doing what you love. Let's jump into today's tip, which is all about making sales simpler. One thing most people don't know about sales is you don't actually have to be very good at it. In my 10 years plus working online selling planners, ebooks, courses, and coaching packages, I've found that selling is much easier than people think it is. In fact, you can fumble through your sales pitch and you'll still convert well, provided your product or service is clear on the following 4 details. Grab a pen and paper, this is going to help a lot. The first detail you need to include when you're talking sales, whether that be a sales page or an offer that you're making from the stage or a one-on-one offer that you're doing in a sales call, the first detail you need to include is why people should buy it. This is really important and can make or break your sales pitch. What's in it for the buyer? How will your product or service change their life for the better? Will it save them time? Will it make something easier? Will it make them feel better? Is it going to give them a return on their investment? Show them why it's worth paying for, and your sales will flow with ease. The second detail you need to include is what the purchasers will get after payment. Will they receive an email with full access to your online program immediately after they pay? How long will it take for your product to be delivered to their door? Will they be able to book a coaching session within the next 2 weeks? Knowledge leads to trust, and trust leads to higher sales conversions. The third detail you need to include with your sales pitch is how your product or service actually works. So what are the steps for using it? Will it take hours, days, or weeks to complete your program? Can they get help if they need it? Is it reliable? People need to feel confident that once they buy your product, they'll be able to use it successfully. And the final detail you need to include is the call to action. So they're ready to buy, but how do they do it? Which link should they click on? When do they need to purchase by? Do they need a PayPal account? Don't just tell people that you have a product or a service. Encourage them to take action and purchase it by making it clear and easy to do it in that moment. So whether you're selling on social media, through your website, from the stage, or on a webinar, those 4 steps will do the selling for you. Once you've nailed that, it's just practice, 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 and make sure you're getting in front of new people on a regular basis, and you'll start to see your sales increase. I hope you found those tips helpful and you've enjoyed this episode. Tune in again this time next week for another bite-sized tip on how to simplify your business and lighten your workload while you grow it for more income and more freedom. See you then. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Simpler Business Podcast. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you, just the way we like it. If you're ready to simplify and scale your business, you can get started with my free audio class at marissaroberts.com. See you next time.